interceptions in 1998 is a high school record that still stands. He had 12 career interceptions. He was all-district and all-conference, named to the KHS All-Century football team. Basketball, he led the Pioneers to the Missouri Final Four, losing to the eventual state champions. He went on to play football at Mizzou and was team captain of the Tigers' Terrence Curry.
First and foremost, I want to say that I'm honored to be up here and to accept this award. First, thanks be to God, for being a guidance in my life, for being my everything when everything is against you. Second, I want to thank my family that came out, my lovely wife, my 2 kids. You might see me over there fighting with my son the whole time because he's a little rascal. So if you see me over there doing it, that's what I'm doing. My lovely daughter, Chloe, like I said, my family for coming out. The thing about Kirkwood with me, it was like therapy to me because me, young guy coming from, I pretty much was born and raised in North St. Louis City. I had, I call it the buffet of disaster. Growing up in a neighborhood where you have drugs, gangs, and things of that nature. It's easy for you to get involved. I don't think you have to lift weights or run wind sprints to do any of that. It's there for you. But my thing was I had Kirkwood to come out to catch the bus for an hour and a half to come out, go to band practice, go to football practice and whatnot. But it was therapy for me, and it allowed me to get away from a situation to see a better situation. And what I saw in Kirkwood was what we see today is a community aspect. And I think the thing that I took out of Kirkwood, out of all the things I took, was to be a member of your community, regardless of how far you go up in life. So me personally, when I graduated from high school, I came back to St. Louis to serve my community. I do a lot of nonprofit work for youth, a lot of troubled youth I do work for. And I didn't know about the Kirkwood Foundation, so now that I learned about it, I want to do some work to help a community that truly helped me out. A few people at Kirkwood that I would like to thank, it's a whole lot. I don't want to name all the names, but anybody that had any part of my success, I want to thank you for being there for me. 2 special guys, one sitting behind me, I don't know where the other one's at. When I was in high school, he was known as my father, Coach Wade. Coach Havener was, and Coach Wade, he was my uncle. He was a nice guy. Coach Havener, he always stayed on me. Coach Wade always stayed on me, but they recognized something about me that I didn't recognize about myself. I remember one day Coach Wade asked me, say, Terrence, he called me T-Head. He said, T-Head, do you know what persistence is? Persistence? No. And he's just like, we need to go look it up and figure out what it is. So I finally figured out what the word persistence was, and when I figured it out probably 10 years later, what it was and what it truly meant. I came to realize that that's like one of my #1 qualities, persistence, because if you start something, regardless of how hard it is, with persistence, with hard work, you can always finish. And I think that's what those 2 guys seen in me. They seen that I had persistence, they seen that I worked hard, but they wanted me to finish. And like I say, if it wasn't for them, if it wasn't for God, if it wasn't for my stepfather, may Lord rest his soul, if it wasn't for my older brother, may Lord rest his soul, he was also a student here at Kirkwood. I remember my freshman year, skipping down the hallway, just skipping. My brother walked up to me with a long sheet of paper, and I say, what's that? He said, you're running for class president. Get ready. And I think I had, 24 hours or so to prepare. To make a long story short, he saw in me what I didn't see in myself. So I'm blessed and I'm thankful to have those type of people in my life just to make me turn a light switch on in my head and recognize what I had. So I don't want to babble on and bore you, but I appreciate it. Again, every motivational speaker I go to and I always talk about Kirkwood because, again, it's my therapy and it's truly the catalyst of my success that I witnessed today. And again, I just thank everybody, Coach Wade, Coach Havener, all my coaches, all my principals that discipline me when I need to be disciplined. I appreciate that. And other than that, you guys have a great time. Thank you.
Take a seat on the bench, please, Vaughn, and see if you can keep your mouth shut for just a minute or 2. Sometimes it's just one word that blinds great athletes like Terrence. Darrell Lee, class of 2000.